Hi everybody, this is Diane. Thanks for coming to my channel today. I want to show you these two journals. They're both made with the same little golden book called Time for Bed, and I believe it's 1987, 89. 1989 is the publication date for these books. So they're very similar, but we're going to look at them one at a time. And they will each have their own listing. So I don't know how you'll tell them apart because they have the same everything on the cover. And they have chenille, the same chenille on the spine. And they both have very colorful beads. I did a lot of, it's a black and white, but also colors because there are lots of colors in the book. And I put corners, metal corners on them, and this is an applique, an embroidered applique flower and leaf there that I put there. There was a barcode there, so I covered that up. And this is vintage pom-pom fringe. Have you ever seen that before? A pom-pom with the tassel and the pretty black and white braided part at the top. So that was perfect for a skunk journal. Well, I had quite a few skunk images to divide up between the two books, and then I added other images as well, some woodland animals and just some fun things. I used some black and white papers, but also color. So this is the paper pad that I used. I don't know the name of it. I just got it recently, and there were some cut aparts with that, so that is part of that kit. That's just another piece of that paper that can be a journaling spot. And this is some kind of a ledger card, and I put a picture of some hibernating squirrels on it. Squirrels, skunks, and a pleated fabric ruffle there. And I just stamped here, be kind, and it's about a skunk family. And the littlest one, or maybe they're all from the same litter, they all look the same age, but one of them just can't sleep in his bed with all the others that push or make noise, and that's what the whole story is about. Time for bed, but he just can't sleep. This is a dyed paper, and here is a animal rummy card that I put in there. I did get a digital, one digital with 6 skunks on it. So I use that. If I remember, I will link that below. This is a piano lesson book, and I added some washi tape here. I made a banner with this little Denison skunk sticker, and it's a tuck spot. So this is a while you were out paper and a digital on how to open a book. There may be some finishing touches I have to do, but I'm trying to get this journal videoed before it gets dark. I was delayed today. Guess I need to go that way. This is, oh, this was a flap. Yeah, if you saw my video on how I prepare golden book pages. So I put these pages on here to cover up. The white and the flappy part of the golden book is right there. So a nice journaling spot for you. This is a kind of a handmade type of paper. It was on a roll. And some vintage ledger with a vintage ticket. This is Turnip. He's the one that just can't sleep. There he is with all his siblings. He's on the end there. This is wallpaper. And I made a fabric flip for each signature, and each flip consists of one bigger piece of fabric and one little pocket and some trims. And I just tucked some little tags in the pockets. And then you can put photo or memorabilia or a writing space under there. Some vintage gift wrap. This is a vintage school book where someone was practicing their handwriting in cursive. a library card, and a flashcard. This school paper, I believe, is from the 70s. There's a cluster that's an ephemera piece. I didn't make the cluster, it's printed that way. And this is some dyed ledger paper, or graph paper. There's some vintage stationery. This is a Project Life card. I think it's raining. This is, you don't care. This is a vintage school assignment page, a half index card, and this illustration out of a book has a picture on both sides. So I left it, I didn't back it with anything, so you can do what you want with it. The story is intact and in the right order. There's another black and white page, and this one has a pocket. There's a little mouse here from a Beatrix Potter book, a couple of index cards, some washi. I made some clusters, and there's a little hedgehog on this one, and there's a little bunny digital. I think I'll probably put something else in this pocket. I'll do it right now, actually. I have a little recipe of a fudgy caramel apple. Paint chip here. He got pushed out of bed. And here we have another pocket with a vintage note card with this poodle on it. I chose it because it's mostly black and white, and another of the little digital skunks. And that is the first signature. The story is contained in the first and the third signatures. Oh, I didn't finish the first signature. So here we have another pocket with just a little collage, and I took a game score sheet. I'd gotten this game at a flea market, and the only thing I kept out of it was the score sheet. And I backed it onto cardstock. I just think it's adorable. And by the way, each each journal will come with a bundle of items, and I don't have that compiled yet, but I will include 2 of these score sheets and 6 yellow tickets, and I don't know what else will come with the bundle, but you will get some other things to play with. And a recipe card. Okay, second signature has a calendar page. There are no story pages in this signature. And I covered the part where the person wrote on the calendar, covered that up. And I made a pocket here with a book page and this black flower trim. And another skunk card goes in here. So you could take the ones that I give you, you know, just fold them up whichever way they'll fit into a pocket. Use them for journaling on. Attach some, like paper clip them to a page, whatever you need to do if you need them for journaling space. Some more stamping in the word giggle. This is from a children's book, black and white. Some more washi. Stationery page, and here's another handmade paper that came on a roll. This is a ledger that's not vintage. I made a pocket with a scrap of scrapbook paper and a flash card, and this is another vintage seal of an animal, a frog. Here is a stencil for doing triangles, or angles, I guess. You can poke those things out if you actually want to use it. You could glue it in as a pocket. And there is a index card, and this is wallpaper. There's another book that has a lot of black and white. and some vintage gift wrap. This is a page from a journal. There's another little vintage sticker of a squirrel. Lined paper here, and you get this little playing card from a Bambi card game. We have Flower, the skunk. Here's an envelope. I need to glue that, but I put a card in there that you can write on. I sewed it in here with the signature sewn into the middle of the signature. So now I have to just glue it closed again. There's a turtle sticker and a vintage hello there that's embossed in silver that came with, I think it came with gift wrap, that you could cut these out. They were perforated on a strip and you could just separate them and attach it to your package, I guess. And from a Bambi book, there's another one of those digital squirrels. They're so cute. So since I didn't have the golden book pages, I used pages from a couple of other books. There's another study assignments page and a paint chip, some washi tape, another cluster, and another one of these cards. This one is copy dyed, and a cut apart, ready to explore with a rabbit on it. Another cut apart says, a dream come true, and some tickets. I did paper clip quite a few things to the pages that you can use. I love this page with the hand that's doing the doodles. Kindness matters. Here's another book page with some skunks from a children's school book. There's a deer and her fawn back here in the thicket, just like Bambi and Flower. And I stamped this piece and cut it out. Here is a card, a vintage greeting card. It says, for while you're ill, a guest list. So it must have been for a hospital room, or if they were confined to their room at home. And it says, Dear Dad, from Edna Walter. So she sent it. It wasn't for a kid. She sent it to her dad who was sick. And look at all the space. Nobody signed it. But you have lots of journaling space. It is stapled, one staple in the center, so you can't really open it up. But if you wanted to just remove that rusty staple, you could certainly open it up and have lots of space for writing. This is from a 1950-something appointment book or planner book. It has the times down the sides of the page, and that's the other side of the calendar. This was a current calendar. So then this is the third signature. There's another picture of Flower the skunk, fabric ruffle, and there's some of that black lace with another one of the applique flowers. And we did this tag on a video. There's a little skunk eating some, looks like some greens, and it looks like peanuts there in the snow. It says she had her wee little dinner and went to sleep. And I turned this into a pocket. So these skunks that I printed onto cardstock can be used for journaling, or you can glue them down to be little pockets or tuck spots or embellishments. This says, be happy. We have 2 flashcards and a soda label in this pocket. And yellow handmade paper. It's paper on a roll. It's not really handmade. This has a luster to it, so did the green one. Another vintage ledger. Wallpaper. And this pocket has a little round tag in it with a raccoon sticker. So all of those little animal stickers are vintage. I added these little colored, I forgot the name of that game, but it's got letters, letter tiles. Some vintage wrapping paper and a book about typography, and another tuck spot there with a cluster. I didn't put anything in that tuck spot, so you could just tuck a little something in there. I'll just tuck this in. I have it right here. This is a digital reel. Stationery. These little round parts came with the cluster ephemera pieces. This is a digital. I made a copy of this Victorian card that I have, that I got out of a scrapbook. So I actually had this, probably still do have this card in my collection, but I made copies of it. And there's a little tag there. This says things to buy. He's trying to sleep in the bathtub. Now he's asleep in the laundry basket. There's another cluster, and I made this card with another skunk from a book, and I stamped this dotted background on it, which I thought looked really good with this yellow and the black and white. His parents find him sleeping in the laundry basket and wake him up. Well, the grandfather clock woke him up, and he called for his mama. And they came down here, and they're like, "Whatever are you doing here in the laundry basket?" He said, "I had to find a bed without talkers, kickers, snorers, or grabbers." So they decided to let him sleep in the laundry basket in his room, where the clock won't wake him up. Look at all the little skunk tails. Here's a little pocket, a little tuck spot that I created with some scraps of paper and a little collage and another sticker, a skunk sticker. This looks a little bit newer. The style of it looks newer than the Denison or Eureka ones that I had. And this is a little travel Yahtzee scorecard. And we have a pocket here with a tag that I made. I just added an illustration from a children's book with some bunnies and a woodpecker. And it says, "Choose joy." And on this page, there is a glassine bag that I just collaged on. And I tucked in a pink index card and this little children's old maid card, probably. I'm not sure. Looks like it. Brightly colored anyway. And here's another one of those skunks. I just added him to a green library card and tucked in a vintage library pocket. This is a pocket. This is a card. This is vintage. It's slightly yellowed, I think. It's not as bright white as some of my other index library cards. And here is a piece that I cut off of this ruffle, and I added this little foam flower to it. So there are differences from one book to another. So, but I don't know how to differentiate them in the listing. Let's just say journal number 1 has this current calendar in the center, okay? The other one has a different calendar in the center. So here's the second one. I'm not going to go into a lot on the cover because it's the same. The beads are probably different, but very, very similar. This one has a skunk flashcard in the front. I use the same stamps throughout. There's the sticker. There's a pocket here. The flips are all different. has a picture on both sides too. This pocket has a couple of circles that I punched out because the frogs were just so tiny. I needed to add something to them. Looks like in this illustration, look like this frog is leaving and she's crying because he's going. There's a cluster with a bunny and a digital card. Has the same poodle card. The same score sheet, and then this is the divider card for the Betty Crocker card library, recipes children can make, and it shows them using food safe paint for painting their cookies. And here is, this might be a current one too. This is book journal number 2, and it has this calendar page. Love that little skunk with the dandelions. And I love this pocket with 3 different pieces, and then the flowers there, the lace. There's a playing card. The other one had Thumper. This one has the pink playing card. Not Thumper, Flower. There's the raccoon card. This one has a different stencil inside. The other one was angles. This one's triangles. I like the black and white wallpaper there. This one has a beaver sticker. I'll glue that closed. And we did this one on a video with Bambi and the possums. There's a cluster there with a bear. It's a figurine of a bear that I cut out of a collector's price guide. The piece of stationery here is a fold-a-note with some woodland creatures there. It says, "Happy Day." Best ever. This came out of a current craft book, so this was a pattern for an applique. And I had this piece of cardstock stuck in there, so this morning I made it into a tag. I decorated it and added this little bunny from a children's book. This says, "Please tell us your story." We have Bambi and Thumper there. I love this little dog. There's a poodle there. Wallpaper. Fabric flip. This one has a cute little bunny digital card. Just pulled some stuff out of my stash. Cute cluster with some frogs and a skunk out of a pair of skunks out of a tiny little children's book. This is, it's got some glue stuck on it, some sticky stuff. There. This is a little file folder that I probably cut with my Cricut. I've had it in my stash for a very long time. And here is another cluster that I made with scraps and some things to glue on. Looking good, feeling great, it says. And another little skunk from that price guide for my new fur. It's a bank. So there we have it. 2 skunk journals. Number 1 with this calendar page, and number 2 with this calendar page, and other differences. That was the easiest way for me to tell you the differences. So I thought they were fun to make. I hope you enjoyed seeing them, and stay tuned because, well, stay tuned to my channel, not today, but coming up soon. Let me grab it here. I'll be working on this one to go in my shop, and then this one to be given as a gift. So I hope you'll come back for those. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your kind comments and your subscriptions to my channel and your faithfulness, your support of my shop. I appreciate all of it. Even if you watch my videos and don't comment, you're there and I appreciate it. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a creative day. Bye.